Hello, I'm Dr. Sascha Sajer, IFM board-certified physician in integrative and functional medicine and founder of the Revisalute longevity line. For more than 2 decades, I have worked internationally at the intersection of rehabilitation, sports medicine, and advanced preventive medicine, serving as a chief physician for both inpatient and outpatient care. My focus is precision longevity, identifying root causes, optimizing human performance, and redefining what it means to age. Through science-based personalized strategies, I help individuals not only extend lifespan, but elevate health span, with strength, clarity, and vitality. In my clinical work, I focus on regenerative medicine, cellular health, and preventive strategies designed to stabilize biological systems before disease develops. In this series, I will introduce selected approaches from modern longevity medicine and explain how they support long-term health and resilience. The information presented in this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Some of the substances discussed, including peptides and bioregulators, may be classified as experimental or not approved for routine medical use in all countries. Their safety and efficacy may not be fully established. This content does not replace medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you are considering any of the approaches discussed, please consult a qualified healthcare professional. For further details, please refer to the full disclaimer below. Today, I would like to begin with peptides and bioregulators. What are peptides? Peptides are short chains of amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, and proteins are fundamental to nearly every biological process in the body. Peptides frequently function as signaling molecules. They coordinate communication between cells and regulate processes such as tissue repair, immune modulation, hormonal balance, and metabolic adaptation. From a functional medicine perspective, peptides are not isolated agents. They are part of dynamic regulatory networks that maintain biological coherence. Bioregulators are a specific class of very short peptides, typically composed of only 2 to 4 amino acids. Because of their small molecular structure, they can interact more directly with intracellular regulatory mechanisms. While many conventional peptides stimulate specific pathways, bioregulators follow a different principle. Their objective is not stimulation, but normalization. They support the restoration of physiological balance in tissues that have gradually lost regulatory precision. They do not override natural processes. Instead, they help reactivate intrinsic repair mechanisms that already exist within the organism. As we age, our functions rarely fail abruptly. More often, they gradually lose regulatory efficiency. Cell-to-cell communication becomes less precise. Repair signals are activated less frequently. Low-grade inflammation increases. Mitochondrial energy production declines. Progressive dysregulation, silent decline. In integrative medicine, we describe this process not primarily as disease, but as loss of regulatory stability. Longevity medicine aims to identify and support these regulatory systems before irreversible structural damage occurs. This is where bioregulatory strategies become particularly relevant. How this differs from conventional pharmacology? It is important to clearly distinguish this approach from classical pharmacotherapy. Medications often function by blocking or stimulating specific receptors. Bioregulatory strategies aim to stabilize signaling networks instead of overriding them. They are not a replacement for any necessary medical treatments. Rather, when used responsibly, they can complement conventional medicine within a structured integrative framework. Health can be understood as stable communication between cells, organs, and regulatory systems. Mitochondrial performance, gene expression, immune balance, and hormonal regulation are interconnected. When communication quality declines, functional deterioration begins, often years before overt disease appears. Modern longevity medicine therefore focuses on preserving regulatory capacity at the cellular level. Peptides and bioregulators are not standalone solutions. Their effectiveness depends on the broader therapeutic context. Sleep optimization, metabolic stability, micronutrient sufficiency, physical activity, stress regulation. In my clinical work, these foundations always come first. Bioregulatory interventions are integrated carefully and individually In the next episode, I will discuss how these strategies can support specific organ systems, particularly the brain, the cardiovascular system, and the liver, because regeneration is not an abstract concept. It is reflected in measurable organ function. The goal of modern integrative longevity medicine is not artificial rejuvenation, it is the preservation of regulatory capacity. When we support the body's communication systems, we can meaningfully extend health span, not only lifespan. If you would like to learn more about the longevity line, I would be pleased to discuss this with you in a personal consultation.